will run, because you got Space Station on the other side with a runner-up for MVP, AXB, and honestly, you can pick your poison on Space Station for whatever team you want to play, or for whatever you get. They're all three ridiculous. Arsenal, AXB, Cypical. We're underway here in game one, and Illusion will kick it in to start it off 14 seconds in.
Arsenal trying to do the right thing, dish the ball back for AXB, but he kind of limps it back toward his own half. Doesn't really get the power on it, and Atomic just runs right through and puts the squeeze on Space Station. And Illusion, as I said, he's putting balls in the back today, delivers another one. That's number 98 in his career.
Getting close to that 100 mark. On the turnaround, Cynical has a shot. Atomic will pick up the save, and not all talked about in their previous series, but missed. The reliable goalie in a few of their last games. Here's a nice flip from Arsenal. High-powered indeed. Space Station tied up.
Arsenal steals the boost and shows Atomic you're not the only one who can make people look silly on defense. A little fake to buy the extra real estate across the box and get Atomic to hit the brakes in the middle and then just go right behind him. Beautiful mind game from Arsenal.
We might be in for quite a shootout between these two. And if so, like for Cloud9 versus Ghost, it was Atomic versus Squishy. It might be a spectacle. We'll see. It started out just like that. Arsenal on the point for Space Station, back over to Cypical. And Space Station, really aggressive position here for AXB. And will be moved out by Mists. Right back in.
Cypical with a beautiful fake challenge there, just to force that counterattack from Ghost to think about how do they wanted to approach that. Forced Ghost to actually end up giving away the ball because they just decided to go try and steal the boost away.
And Ghost just doing a good job cutting off Space Station on their transitions, but Demo's returned on its side. And so the challenge will be nobody. Atomic will actually get some value out of that as he steals the boost and he'll leave. Put Cynical in a tough spot. Arsenal now too, but can get it back over to AXB for a long booming. And so far playing boomer ball. Ooh, good touch from Atomic. Back to Illusion. The connection, and it's solid. That's a Ghost lead.
How about Illusion to just have faith in this ball getting there? I mean, he just kind of waits around to the top of the block, says, hey, maybe it gets through. Voila. Atomic delivers. I mean, there's really nothing special about that play. Does Atomic win the ball? Yes, I'm going to make sure I'm there.
And if Atomic doesn't win the ball, then Miss has got your back. Illusion.
Exactly.
It's a low-risk positioning for Illusion. And there's another one off the double, but Miss couldn't find the net. The Ghosts. It has been an excellent performance today. That time, it was two good 50s from Atomic on that last possession. Now they're on defense. AXB trying to keep it close. That second touch will be Cypical's, but Illusion hopped right on top of him, used the rest of his tank. Those are kind of managing resources, but a long booming clear will put them back in the orange half.
I think you're absolutely right. I think Ghost are absolutely winning the resource game. Missed with a chance, gonna actually have to let it go, but everyone kind of falls on it from Space Station. That was almost a disaster in front of the orange goal, and AXB will get a big clear. But I think you're 100% right. Ghost are just winning the boost battle, and that's really forcing Space Station to back off.
Another good win there for Cyclical. Buy some time. AXB's out of boost. He will pick up his zone and get this next touch off from Arsenal. Illusion just trying to keep the ball away. Ghosts just look annoying to play against. When you think you finally win a challenge, Illusion just uses the rest of his boost to smack the ball into the ground, and all of a sudden you lost the challenge.
And that's
Space
actually
Station
something that... go for it.
I was just saying, Space Station struggling to find any kind of space against Ghost. But that's a good double, a triple, it's in! No, it's off the post! And it's stays off the line, no goal for Space Station!
Disaster. Third man trying to rotate through and just smash that ball with everything they had, but it got tipped and they had to leave. And actually, they're very fortunate that the counterattack from Ghost didn't come through, but now maybe Space Station with a great push, ripped into the left side. AXB How about that shot getting all the way around it?
His first goal of the set, Typical gets a great touch out to him. Somehow shovels the ball out and back away. Yeah. And
Arsenal.
Great. Go for it, Chiefs.
Oh, it's just I just didn't see the bump from Arsenal. I was wondering why that ball didn't get saved at the back post because Arsenal got the bump on the guy. That was all that popped into my head.
That was what was good about this Spacestation. Despite Ghost really doing a good job controlling the pitch, shutting down angle, Spacestation, really dangerous spot on defense. Somehow they get it out, but midfield's locked down by Close. A pie off the back with nothing. Typical will try to carry this out. Arsenal next on the point. Ghost done a really good job today, shutting down passing lanes, playing a solid aggressive game, but the times that they've gotten caught out, he's been too aggressive, either creeping up past the midfield line as third man, and it puts them in some tricky transition situations, and they've gotten themselves in a few of those against Space Station, though they've been able to get rid of a lot of them. Still got to be careful. They've gotten burned a few times today, and Space Station could absolutely punish them, but time ticking away here in regulation. Space Station still on offense. Another touch, but they can't get to rank the box. AXB kicks it again. And Arsenal trying to play it slow. It's a breakaway opportunity for Atomic. He rolls it, and
he had it. He had him dead to rights. Space Station was doomed. And the bell saves Space Station and forces an OT. Arsenal in a bit of a weird spot here. Off the kickoff, but Aleutian's just trying to hang on to the ball. And boy, if he hit that one for number 100.
Juicy. But not yet. AXB keeping it close. Space Station have really struggled getting this ball in front of the box. One time they did have a solid opportunity. It was actually before they tied the game. Somehow Ghost kept it out. The Space Station doing a better job managing things in midfield. Here's Arsenal back on his own ball.
And a great catch from Arsenal. And the big bump to open the door for the clear. Oh, Arsenal is working some magic in overtime out of the corners on both sides. And oh my God, you're kidding! Oh, that would have been the biggest rabbit out of the hat. Talk about magic.
We have seen some very creative plays out of Space Station, not only in this series, but also this season. Those are putting together some good progressions as well. This is shaping up to be quite a series. This is only game one. We'll trade back and forth. Ghost back on defense. Uh-oh, they got caught out. Oh, Atomic got caught, and AXB punishes. That's 2 for him and a game win for Space Station.
Yeah, Atomic just rotates forward, and I think Aleutian wasn't sure if he was going to go for that or if Atomic was going to go for that, because you kind of saw Aleutian cut left as he hit the middle of the box, and Atomic hit the brakes at the same time. So I think they both were kind of saying, I got it, and no one ends up going for it, and neither of them's on the goal line. So AXB just has to go to the right side of the goal, and it's an easy shot for him. Brutal for Ghost Gaming.
That's Ghost's first loss in the regional championships achieves. They swept through 2 teams. And Space Station, it looked like they were about to win game 1. I mean, the first half was theirs. And again, it was the thing that's been killing Ghost. It killed them in a couple of games against Cloud9. I'm totally wrong. I said that I'm getting my stuff mixed up, man. I said it was their first game loss, but it wasn't, because Cloud9 beat them.
Oh,
so,
yeah, they did. Back in, I think game 3, whatever.
I was getting all mixed up. That's how good Ghost have looked. I'm like, there's no way they could have lost. But, for Space Station, a great job handling what was a really tough defensive battle. And like they were panicking a couple of times on defense when they were low on boost, but keeping the score low, which ended up being crucial for them to get to that overtime.
Yeah, I think the ability to definitely stay within their means. Yeah, they were definitely tongue-tied more than a couple times back on defense on the Space Station half, and a lot of double commits and a couple weird scenarios that Ghost definitely put them in. So you got to give credit where it's due. Space Station Gaming able to hang in there, and then the overtime settled in, and Arsenal was trying to do all sorts of kind of crazy things, and we'll see if that continues there in game 2. But AXB with 2 beautiful balls just delivered perfectly into the goal. So well done to him, and he will earn his team the game 1 victory.
So now up high. Ooh, Atomic ended up side flipping out of it. I wasn't on his cam, so I wasn't sure if he just didn't like the angle or if it was an error on his part, but he was in a spot where he could have took advantage of Ghost. With control from Illusion, he gets a couple of good touches, but won't really be much. Yes, go on boost himself. I'll actually be able to get a small touch on the ball. Now Ghost are on defense, and they're forced to just kick the ball out and away back to Space Station territory.
And really what you're looking for out of Ghost here in Game 2 is the adjustment on how they stop that Space Station offense. I think that all kind of goes back to Atomic because he's always been that mastermind of getting delay touch, like this right here. I mean, that's a tough ball to make by time, but after he gets that, Mist and Illusion are set for whatever Cyclical throws at him. And it's all on Atomic. Can he stop Arsenal out of those corners, I think is the difference maker.
Ooh, Atomic, he ended up double jumping there, and Illusion dunks through to the corner. Ghost's first goal.
Number 100 for Illusion. Arsenal with a weak clear, and Illusion play a little pinball to knock that one through. But he knocks it down, and again, Ghost with an early lead in Game 2.
Space Station are definitely proving difficult for Ghost's offense in previous series when Atomic has been popping off. Here's Atomic again. Just couldn't stay on it. Got reset. He was looking for, so he'll pick it up again.
The interesting thing about that is I was wondering why he was twisting, but that doesn't matter. Cyclical, real nice job, just comes through. Did they pinch this? Let's take a closer look. Definitely slow playing it to get under Mist, and they did not.
It kind of looked like it.
It was close.
It was close. It was pretty close.
Either way, Space Station. Nice bit of play there. The delay on the shot is really what beats the defense, and the quick gap close from Cyclical is the thing that gets it done.
Now Ghosts are struggling to keep consistent possession. Something they were really able to smother Cloud9 and Sonics on. There's a pass. The shot is blocked by Mist. Again, up. That's a high ball, and it's sent away by Illusion. But now Ghosts are forced into this. They're just booming the ball away on defense. Even though Space Station, like the boost battle, it's been pretty even. One team hasn't really choked out the other yet. And it looks like Space Station are actually working in low boost situations more than Ghosts are in this first minute. But it's Ghosts constantly booming the ball away.
That's just because you're absolutely right, Space Station using a lot of boost. There's that demo on the goal line. AXB, if he gets this touch, it could have been dangerous, but Cyclical with a great cover-up. And I think it's just Space Station using a lot of that boost, running interference, forcing Ghost into some suboptimal spots where they don't have many options to trap it, but how about they find a seam? And how about this one?
How about it? This is a great pass first to Mist. So Illusion sets up the whole play to begin with. And then Mist gives it right back to him on the give and go, and Illusion owns every Ghost goal.
Yeah, 4 for 4.
I mean, it's big for Illusion, especially, earlier today he had a couple of struggles, but then he had finally started to figure it out. And it's really where you start to see why Ghosts are so dangerous today. If it's not Illusion, it's Atomic. And Mist is really starting to heat up. He has both assists. Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, even Mist, he's really starting to wake up today. He has those 2 assists in this game. Quick pass, and what a block by Atomic.
It's that perfect delay touch right there, because that double commit on defense put Ghost in an awkward spot, and the only reason they get out of it, Atomic made a big diving stop coming out of the midfield, but now they bumped him out of position, and thankfully, Cyclical didn't have a clean dismount from that wall, and neither did Illusion, so Space Station get it right back.
That's a long ball. It comes for free on the rebound. Barely picked up. Double commit by Ghost. AXB had a free read off the side, but it will be moved away by Mist. There's a breakaway opportunity for Atomic. Keeps it slow against the back wall. Wants one more touch. Mist jumped early, so it will be a dead play and an open net for Space Station. Rolling up the post and in. It's a tie game.
Illusion definitely got caught a little close trying to pre-jump that pass from Atomic, but unfortunately, Atomic got a little too much of it well over Illusion's head. I thought maybe AXB might have rolled that one up the wall on the long shot, but just able to sneak it off that post and have it roll up the wall and in. So well done to Space Station capitalizing on that over-aggression.
Ghost have to figure out a way to relax this rotation a little bit. figure out the communication, whether it's your language on the field or your language in comms. Either way, that's several times now that the third man has just been blown up either by a double commit or just by cheating up too far. So, you're not gonna win games against Space Station. Continue committing those errors.
Sipco had a nice idea there. Just pop it back out across the space, because you're right. Ghost Gaming starting to crowd each other. You can see all of them sort of just pushing right up that pitch into the same quadrant, and they all immediately spread out because they realize it. They know. They can hear you, Jorby. They're trying to fix it.
Yet another double commit, though. Mist has a good touch over to Atomic to see if Ghost can move downfield. Or at least towards the box. A lot of these touches are just to a Space Station car. They're able to manage the sides well. Aleutian gets in the way, but that's a Space Station ball headed back to Ghost territory. Nice catch for Mist to buy himself some time and space. But it's Aleutian's turn. We could have 2 straight overtimes. Regulation slowly coming to a close. In the final seconds, the ball rolls up the wall. AXB doesn't have the read, and we will have overtime in game 2.
Hopeful for AXB. I like Mist back on his own half. Even though he got stuffed, it's the right idea to try and trap that ball and bring it down, because as you alluded to at the start of this game, they're not done yet. Arsenal trying to knock it down. Typical somehow gets a touch there, and oh! Arsenal with the bump. How did Space Station turn this into a goal?
Oh, Arsenal gets this touch, gets out of the way, bumps the only player that possibly could have made a save on that. There's nobody from Ghost in net. And Space Station, they stole game 2, Chiefs. They completely stole it.
Why would you be in the net if you're in Ghost? The chances that a
expecting
goal's
that to
about
end
to
like
happen
that?
right there are like 0.
3%. 3%.
It's the crazy bounce off the ceiling, and then the person coming down from the ceiling hits the ball and pinches it, and it goes straight off the sidewall, and Arsenal's in the perfect position to bump the only guy that can make the play. What are the odds of that happening? Like, none.
Like, what? To me, this game was lost in regulation again. It's the over-aggression from Ghost, and they had so many good progressions down the field, but then it's unearned optimism achieves in the offensive half of the field by Ghost against Space Station. The positioning is I guess I did say it, overly optimistic. And for Ghost, they have to relax it. Space Station are killing them multiple times on transition, and that's so dangerous when you have a player like Arsenal, who sometimes, inertia wins and he gets the bump because, that's fun. But he also goes for that stuff all the time, and you're asking to get scored on by Space Station by letting this happen. They have to figure this out. They can't continue to be aggressive because it's not working.
And here's the fun thing about Arsenal is you never know exactly what he's going to do, but it's always the same thing. It's the same progression every time, right? You don't know exactly what's coming, but if Arsenal's in the corner, he's going to try and get the ball into the middle, and as soon as that ball gets into the middle, he's going to just sweep the goal line and try and demo you. That's Arsenal 101, be a mechanical wizard in the corner, and then demo the goal so that AXB or Sipical could score. That's how Space Station has so much success, and because Arsenal is the facilitator of all things good, and that's exactly why you could make a reasonable argument for Arsenal for MVP over AXB. But what are you going to do? I mean, if Arsenal's playing hot,
Space Station.
Yeah, he's just going to come through, chop your legs out from under you, and then you're going to be in trouble. Because now you're not going to have the resources in place to deal with the loss of a car on the demo, and that's a problem for Ghost Gaming because, as you've said many times, they're getting caught all in the same place. They're double committing. They're not quite in position. Atomic and Mist and Illusion are all doing their best in a lot of awkward scenarios, and Space Station just have the positioning to capitalize on it when it goes wrong for them. And Ghost, unfortunately, when they've gotten onto the offensive side, it's gone just wrong enough to where Space Station bounced right back and put the hurt on him.
Well, I mean, this is really tough now for Ghost going down 0-2 in the series in a tournament that has looked like it would be theirs. Granted, this is definitely their toughest test yet, and they have to find a way to adjust. To me, achieves for a team like Ghost, when you're getting beat like this. This is the mark of your resilience as a team. How do you adapt? Because with like teams with NRG, G2, and Space Station, what makes these teams so strong is their ability to adapt mid-series when they are struggling and then end up pulling out the victory instead. G2 just showed that in their series against NRG. So if Ghost have a chance here, they need that atomic magic. And the connection to Illusion has been scoring nice goals. When they put it together for Ghost, it's looked good.
I mean, they actually could have won that game too. You're right. The only reason they lost that game or even were in overtime at all was because they got a little overly optimistic and let in basically a free goal, and that forced an OT. I feel like kind of the same thing happened in game one. I felt like Ghost were kind of crushing Space Station in game one for a while there, and then out of nowhere at the end of the game, bang, bang, that Space Station offense came to life. So if you're asking, like, what do Ghosts need to do or fix, I mean, it's minor things right now, right? In game two is just one step too far, a little hit or miss on the defense. I think they actually had a lot of the right tools. Miss trying to go for the catch, bring the ball down, force possession, instead of getting trapped in the boomer game where you're letting Arsenal get the long clear and then work the wizardry out of the corners and stuff like that. And then you get into those situations where that speed of Space Station out of the midfield is really a detriment. And the only player on that Ghost Gaming roster that can match that speed is Atomic. Unfortunately, you got 3 people like that on Space Station, only 1 on Ghost. So the trap on their own half and forced challenges, I think, is Ghost's best way to try and get out. You can see Miss going for it right there, and already Sipical in his face with the demo.
Yeah, Atomic getting the bump as well to give Illusion some space, but it was a high ball, couldn't be followed. Miss looking for Atomic on the side wall. It will be a difficult touch for anyone to get back to. Definitely not the touch Atomic wanted, because here comes AXB, and it's bounced off of a Ghost player. Forced own goal. AXB credited another goal.
Yeah, Sipical, nice job getting in the corner and not trying to force anything. Just got around the outside of the ball, threw it into the middle. AXB, do your thing. And unfortunately, Ghost caught on a... They were kind of in position, but they weren't, like, set and fully ready for that counterattack. And AXB put that ball in a dangerous spot. And Illusion just trying to save it, ended up own goal.
AXB on top here in the blue half. Illusion do what he can with no boost. And missed his force. Take a quick turn, knock the ball downfield. He does win a favorable 50 here, but AXB just continues to touch. Back down to Ghost back wall. Simple another pass. It's 1-2, but a save. Up high, though, is Arsenal. He gets to the ball in time, keeping them locked down. Atomic doing what he can, but there's only so much you can do with no boost. And Ghost right now struggling to clear.
And you see how this entire sequence has come about, right? It started with a big long clear from Space Station over onto the Ghost Gaming half. And unfortunately, they're not in position to trap it, and right there, Illusion just trying to go, I think, for the punch off that backboard. Just kind of got a little too far under it and floated it straight up. And it's just, watch the clears from Space Station's own half, and look how hard they are and how far forward Ghost are, and how they aren't in position to handle that, because there's Arsenal with the demo, and it forces Mist just to get this weak clear, and now Space Station close the gap and get the map position.
Arsenal's just such a nuisance. He creates all of these opportunities for Space Station, and Ghosts are forced into a perfect defensive rotation to keep the ball out of their net. They do so with Atomic. Atomic's actually got the net, and he has a goal. Ghosts are in.
And Ghosts sneak out. Sipical, clean loss. Atomic just dunked him. And AXB, not respecting the speed of Atomic, he had 2 choices: try and challenge, wrong, or just go back to net and let Atomic do whatever he's about to do and take your chances. And that might have been the better play. We'll never know.
Fun the theory craft for a second, but we got a game to play. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Ghosts trying to get their first game win, but Space Station making it difficult. Atomic coming up with a save in midair. Up high. Ooh, Arsenal wanted that touch, but it's still Space Station ball. Next is Arsenal, who gets the goal.
Oh my gosh.
It was the change-up shot achieves. It totally threw off Mist on the back wall. Or Illusion,
and Illusion. Illusion's just waiting for it and go, oh dear. He was expecting the top right shot, and you're absolutely right. Arsenal took something off of it, and Illusion jumped out, and the ball just died, went straight under him. The change-up actually worked.
Oh, rarity indeed. But for Space Station Gaming, can they do anything wrong? Doesn't feel like it right now. a high ball for Atomic, but then AXB just cuts you off in midfield. Ghost. It's been a struggle in the possession game. And Space Station boom this back to their territory. AXB will pick up that boost. There's a quick pass to Typical. Shots denied by Illusion. Again, Ghost are forced to ration their boosts because there ain't a lot of it left. Space Station have been taking all of it. They finally get some.
And look, there's the trap, but unfortunately, that's that over-optimistic approach, right? They get the trap, they start working the ball out of their own half, and all of them go for it. So now, Mist is set. This is the right idea. You can go for the long touches as long as they're to teammates. And look, the boomer of a clear, and it forces Illusion to tip that ball into the corner. And it's just, those Space Station clears are so good.
Finally, a good continuation for Ghost to get out of their own half. They're forced into every awkward touch, even that one from Mist earlier. And then, even with AXB, he's just downfield constantly on these long booming clears. It's AXB making these touches that just make Ghost's life miserable. Here's a chance down the field, but they can't put the shot on target, and AXB will take it off the backboard. But Ghost are in the orange half. Can they get some more pressure? Far side is Mist. In the corner, Atomic wants this, and Mist up again, but it's just to the opposite side. Illusion has no boost. He's got to go back.
And Mist had to make that touch. He was the last man back. He was the guy in the midfield line, and Atomic is trying to cover a lot of angles there, and Mist, he couldn't really put that ball anywhere else other than over to that corner because it was just trying to knock the ball down to stop a counterattack from Space Station with nobody behind him.
There's 40 seconds left for Ghost. Going down 3-0 is as close to death as you can think of in a best of 7. Now, I'll take obvious statements for 500 Chiefs, but AXB will flip that up. Ghosts are going to try one more progression down the field, running out of time. Pass to Atomic, denied, but it was a double commit by Space Station when Illusion was too far forward. That will buy Space Station time, and Ghost have to try again from their own back wall. AXB in front. Mist forced to try to clear this out. He's got no juice on it. Arsenal cuts it out. Space Station cutting out the heart of Ghost. Atomic denied. Almost.
Okay.
Missed off the corner and booming clear. AXB kills the ball, and Space Station are 3-0. One more to go face G2 in the final.
And I know I'm going to sit here and beat the dead horse, right? I mean, one step too far. Illusion, again, he is on the macro level, on the wide scale, big picture level, he's in position. On the micro level, on the zoomed in, this specific scenario, out of position. One step too far forward, ball gets over his head, costs them 20 seconds before they could try another chance. And it's just, that's so tough for Ghost. They're doing everything right. I think they have the right approach. It's just Space Station. There's one thing you can do if you're Ghost, right? At this point, you can choose leave that third man farther back. Understand that you don't have the hammer put away, and it's gonna be, unless it's an obvious third man can be aggressive and come up and try and score it chance, you're gonna be working with a 2-man offense because you gotta stop those long clears from Space Station. They're coming all the way off the backboard, over that midfield line, into space, and Space Station are getting so much map presence. They get to press forward, and they're willing to play with 36 boost past the midfield line because they're going to close the gap on you. You just force that challenge and get in your face and make it tough. And you got to be able to have someone further back just to handle that initial clear to give yourself a better opportunity to get back on offense. And that's a double-edged sword, right? You take away the booming clear and you give yourself a chance for possession, but you allow Space Station to have field position to work with in the midfield. And
you have to force them to change it up. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over.
Is it a risk you're willing to take? And I think down 3-0, Ghost got to take it.
And maybe that's how Ghost feel. And maybe they, Space Station are an incredibly dangerous team with space. But, like I said, you've had 3 games now where it just hasn't worked. You're getting killed. So we'll see if Ghost adjusts, or we'll see if their aggressive positioning ends up working out for them for a game.
And the worst part is, again, Ghost have only lost these games by 1 goal. This is a series, 3-0 down, does not speak to how tight Ghost are playing this. They're battling.
It's the difference.
And
But it's the
did not.
difference.
It's the difference.
No Ghosts. First minute in, they've been locking Space Station in the orange half. And they are taking a bit more of a wider approach here. There's Illusion back to Mist. Slow ball, but they still are pushing up here. Atomic, a very close third man. He does keep it going. And this works for Ghost if they control midfield like Illusion does here. Good pop, but then he gets bumped by AXB. Mist, with that challenge, will keep the ball in, and Atomic is forced back. All of Ghost are forced back, but typically you saw that boost spawn for Atomic right as he crossed over it.
Oh. And look at the respect. Ghost expecting another banger of a clear from Arsenal right there. And of course, once you start expecting it, that's right when they miss it. You're not there to capitalize on it. And that's just such an irritating feeling. And it's got to be tough for Ghost because, you know, this is what, their third series of the day now. These guys are used to playing 2 in a day max. They've played a lot of Rocket League. They played lights out for the first 2 series of the day. And now they got to come back in here and do it all again. And you know, there's that mental fatigue aspect of the game as well. And it could be drawing on Ghost. They might be running out of gas here at the end.
It could definitely be a major factor right now. Space Station, we're back on the Ghost half. You see with an Illusion carry, it's a hard ball, Atomic undercut. And that's one you definitely need to connect on if you're Ghost. You have clean space past midfield. You gotta find a way to make that connection and put some pressure on Space Station. But we are halfway through. It's 0-0, so no harm done. Ooh, and Atomic tried to cut in front on that ball in front of the box. He will take it up the side. Another drop ball in the box. Oh, and a clean win from Arsenal. Goes for the bump. And he's got net, and it's a goal for Space Station.
Arsenal, you mastermind. This is such a great touch. And no, I'm not going to cut that ball in. I'm just going to force you to hit the brakes. AXB, shoot it left side. No problem. 1-0 Space Station. Brilliant play from Arsenal.
And that's they have a man back ready for it. Illusion is in position to choose. And that's the dangerous thing about Space Station gaming is
you
Arsenal.
gave them space. You gave them space, and there they came and took it, and used it. It's brutal.
Oh, but Mist will sneak this in off the pass from Atomic. So Ghost will quickly tie this up.
Atomic definitely reading where that clear is headed. Arsenal, he did not know Atomic was there. He was just parked on that backboard. Just like, I wonder what's about to happen next. Oh, it's over my head. Oh, and it's back over my shoulder. Oh, and Mist is there. Okay, fair enough.
Well, now AXP off the top. Atomic will force to boot down. The Space Station really showing why I think they only lost one series this season in play. Why? They were the best team in North America this season. And right now, they're on offense. That's a pass and a shot just high above the crossbar. But even there, Atomic is being harassed from just Space Station players rotating out and just couldn't get any Ghosts. I mean, right there, you're feeling the panic from this team. They hit the clear. But, you know, how are they doing on they're just collected, so they'll be doing a little bit better than they just were.
But you make a great point. I mean, Space Station, when they do, you know, get all 3 in that offensive third, they're absolutely, as you said, sweeping across that goal line, putting pressure on the defenders, and they rotate out and they take those corner boosts or just get in a fight for them. And more often than not, they're winning or at least getting a solid enough bump to throw Ghost off the rotation at least a little bit to delay that counterattack. A great demo from Illusion coming back. That's definitely going to stop Space Station having anything here.
Well, Sipico close on that rotation behind AXB, despite the little bit of relief pressure. Besides one touch that gets you by midfield, there's just no follow-up for Ghost. Atomic, he'll have to continue this touch himself. He does keep it close. This might be a good chance to transition for Ghost. Illusion putting Arsenal, or Sipico, excuse me, in an awkward spot. Yeah.
Illusion trying to get revenge for what Arsenal did to him earlier, trying to go for the same thing. Great catch from Mist, one-on-one, cuts left, and posted out. Oh, Mist. Oh, my heart hurts for you.
Even when you do everything right, it's just not enough. Another overtime looming pass, shot, and it's denied. We got overtime. Ghost just trying to survive in the series and not get swept in their first semifinal appearance in a very long time.
Ever. Ghost have never had a chance to go to the North American title game. Ever.
And it may end here. Atomic picks him for boost steal, but guess who's got the ball? It's Typical. He'll pick up one himself. Challenge straight to Arsenal. The shot denied. Oh, the dunk almost secured Space Station a victory. Ghosts on life support right now. Atomic.
Oh, it's a headlock.
It
It's a 2v2 in overtime. There's a headlock in the Ghost corner. You are kidding.
With everything on the line, and it's almost an own goal. It was for Atomic. That Ghosts stay alive off the 2v2.
Space Station. You know, respect it. AXB makes the mistouch. Atomic, if anyone's going to beat anyone to the ball, it's going to be him. And Ghost Gaming will capitalize. Well done, Ghost. You squeak out a Game 4 win. You keep the dream alive.
Ooh, the stone's on Ghost to honor the headlock.
I know.
The absolute
respect. I think it was Mist who got stuck back there. But, wow. I cannot believe they'd stick a headlock with a chance to go play for #1 still. That's amazing. I respect it, you know? It's a bout of honor.
Mad respect.
It's
mad respect.
It's a code of conduct. And they respected it through and through.
Terms
well
and
done.
conditions of the pit. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're playing Rocket League, please accept the terms and conditions. We headlock, we stay.
But I mean, Ghost, that was cleaner from Ghost, which was the main thing we were looking at for Ghost in this series. And it was, you know, there was less getting your third man blown out in midfield and better rotations overall. Obviously, you got burned on one from Arsenal, but for the most part, again, low scoring, 1-goal games. Sure. These are still really close. And who comes out on top?
And you got missed 7 shots. It's not like you didn't get your chances if you're Ghost right there either. I mean, in games 2 and 3, you were just getting crushed in the shot differential department. So if you're Ghost Gaming, come out here with the same plan. You got to be willing to take that risk and give Space Station some operating room.
AXB, oof, almost took Ghost off the operating table there, trying to find a surgical route into the net, and that is quite a pinch from Arsenal.
How about the read from Atomic, though? I mean, how many times do you think that ball's going to cross the net versus bounce out? Atomic nailed it. It went out.
That's the only time. Space Station. On defense, they haven't felt a ton of consistent pressure from Ghost. Ghost have had some quality opportunities to get 2 or 3, and then they have to play again from their own end. But again, that more relaxed rotations afforded them more opportunities. There's a quick pass over to Mist.
And it affords Ghost more
That miss.
Well, it was going to afford them more opportunities. Atomic's definitely in position. AXB's got him clean beat, though, and he knows it. And Atomic, I mean, that's the right play. You got to follow that up the wall in case he misses it so you can get the big clear. You can still make the save if it's towards the goal. Unfortunately, though, AXB actually, it was a perfect touch from AXB. It had speed. It was high. I mean, that's a tough ball for Atomic to nail every time instantly. So the placement puts Atomic in a weird spot, can't quite execute. Space Station capitalized.
Slowing it down, the shot is denied by Miss from Arsenal. Space Station's Typical's got some space. He wants a hard pass to Arsenal. He just couldn't get up in time. Now Miss keeping it close, but it was too high up. And AXB hops right on top of it. Space Station starting to swing the boost battle in their favor. AXB off the back wall, and it is handled by Miss. And Typical and Arsenal had they gave themselves a little bit of space on this with Ghost back, and Typical will score off a self-pass.
This is Space Station. They went all the way back, space to work with in the midfield. There's the bumps in the goal line to try and open it. It's the risk you take, and Mist rotating into the goal line. You got to make a snap read perfectly. Unfortunately, Typical had time to cross the entire pitch and beat you.
For Ghost, you're expecting that ball to come right back from midfield, but both Arsenal had pulled off. Typical was already back. And so
'cause
when
he
Arsenal
knows.
goes off, the Ghosts are caught out all of a sudden.
Yeah, because Arsenal knows Typical is going to boom that ball as hard as he possibly can. And Arsenal knows it's a much better ball to let Typical take his chances with than himself. Because Arsenal's touch is going to go, slightly in towards the midfield with not a lot of speed. Let Ghost catch their bearings and get a read on what's about to happen. Where you just let that ball roll, people start looking past Arsenal and they go, oh, there's Typical. And oh boy, did he crank that.
Another progression here for Space Station. Typical. No lead for him, but AXB has a backboard and Mist has the save off that rebound. So, half the game left. Ghosts right now have 0 shots on net. Looking for their first. Atomic will get credited with a shot there, but Arsenal hopped right on top of him for the save.
And Atomic had missed off to his right side, but Atomic hoping that maybe Space Station were going to bite on the passing lane and give him a shot opportunity. Atomic, nice job sticking it here. Typical needs a clear, and will lift that ball away safely.
Good stop here for Illusion. You got to fight AXB
AXB
for the ball now, and AXB just bodies him. And then it turned into a domino effect.
It was so smart, though, from Illusion. He knew he was in trouble, right? So he's like, oh, I'm going to get bumped. But he makes the follow-up on the player from Space Station that's about to put Ghost in a weird spot. So great heads-up play from Illusion.
Little bit of space for Atomic. Arsenal closes the gap. AXB gets bumped by Illusion, but Typical's got the ball. And Ghosts trying to do everything they can to keep this ball away from Space Station. Even right there, Atomic trying to slow it down. Mist just trying to stay behind the ball. Space Station looking, but they were all a little too far. Now they're going to reset. Ooh, Arsenal, tough spot.
Tough spot, but Space Station worked it out. And here's where you ask yourself the question if you're Ghost Gaming. All right, we don't have the time to wait back for these long clears anymore. Do we revert back to that aggression and giving ourselves as good scoring opportunities as we can hope for with a minute left? I think you need to see Ghost push forward. They got to take the risk. You have to put the pressure on Space Station and get in their face and see if you can capitalize on something.
Atomic had to wait, and he's gonna get burned! Arsenal, that's 3 for Space Station! With 44 seconds, they all but secure their spot in the finals!
And to be honest, Atomic, you're absolutely right. He was forced into waiting. He played that perfectly. But what are you gonna do when Arsenal just crushes that ball straight at you and slightly behind your back shoulder? You're not going to save that if you're rotating into goal at full speed. That's just perfect shooting from Arsenal.
Scores might have been close for this series, but Cheesewood mentioned it right before this game started. The shot differential has consistently heavily been in Space Station's favor. Ghosts were able to pull one away from Space Station, but this team has been so dominant this season. This series has been no different. These last 12 seconds are merely a formality for Space Station. They'll be meeting G2 in the regional finals for North America. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait for that series. It's gonna be a banger. What a series from Typical, Arsenal, and AXB, and a great run from the boys over at Ghost, but it ends in the semifinals.
A fantastic season for Ghost overall. I mean, you run middle of the pack and then you turn, Super Saiyan here in the playoffs and just rampage through those first 2 matches. But Space Station Gaming, the aggression caught up to him. Ghost trying to play their stereotypical, far forward third man, let Atomic work the ball through into a great spot and be there to follow up. Fell short to some perfect clear mechanics from Space Station. Ghost Gaming makes the adjustment in Game 3. Space Station caught off guard, also trying to continue that same aggression, end up losing in overtime. And then Game 5, Space Station, they took that Ghost Gaming strat and did the exact same thing. They're just better at it. They started camping back on their own half and taking their time with the ball. They had the execution there. Space Station gets a chance to battle for the North American regional title. First time ever. And G2, their opponents, are battling for it for the first time since Season 5. And that will be very curious to see who comes up with the win there.
G2 trying to claim their title for North American Regional Champions. Will Space Station claim it for themselves? Find out. We got the regional final coming up after the break.